Hey there, Al Iverson here. It's time for another one of your email authentication and deliverability questions answered. This time around, the question is, what's happening with that DKIM L tag exploit? Now, if you don't remember, just about 2 months ago, Estonian security researchers publicized a long-standing but little-known vulnerability for DKIM email authentication that would allow bad guys to pick up an existing message sent by a good sender or any sender with a DKIM signature with this L tag place in field in the DKIM signature settings, and let them sort of modify bits of the body content, re-inject that message into the mail stream, and have it pass DKIM authentication checks and thus pass DMARC with the domain of the original sender. So in some cases, this limit, this L tag, was so misconfigured that basically no part of the body, or only one character of the body, was actually protected by the DKIM signature. That's meant to tell a receiving site whether or not messages have been modified since they were initially created. And in one case, an email service provider had their mail servers, their outbound mail servers, MTAs, so poorly configured that all the mail they were sending had this D equals 0, where they were not protecting the message body at all. And any bad guy could pick up a message, change the body content, and resend it, and have it pass authentication checks, doing big time damage to a sender's deliverability and exploiting authentication in a bad way, in a way that we don't really want to allow. And so that's what came to light back in May. And so since then, I started tracking in my spam trap feed the 100,000 plus messages I get in my bad typo domains, bad addresses, recycled addresses. It gets a lot of spam, gets a lot of misdirected mail, and I can see who is sending from what domain and what the headers are, and a whole bunch of useful stuff in there. And basically, when I look at the raw numbers, the raw counts in my little spam trap feed, and from some people's view, I'm a very small spam trap operator, but to me, it's a lot because many thousands upon thousands of messages. And you can see there that overall volume, after you sort of normalize it, is effectively flat over time. So the overall volume of messages with the L tag in place is still there. It hasn't really gone down, but overall, as a percentage of my spam trap feed, it actually has gone down. So it does sort of suggest that some of our efforts where we've been trying to notify people that are sending mail with this L tag in place, that they're doing something that's leaving them open to exploitation or vulnerability. So hopefully this will trend out better over time to show that there's a much lower percentage of mail out there that has this L tag in place. But for now, we've had some success. That ESP, that email service provider that was signing all mail with D equals 0, they fixed that. Some of the other senders, the big brands that folks in the email ecosystem have reached out to, seem to have fixed it to some degree. Still a ways to go. Some of the senders that I've reached out to are in other countries where English is not the first language, and so it's been tough to get them to understand or even take the time to read what I'm sending, because I can't always send it in their native language. But hopefully people will pick up on this over time and continue to make effort to notify affected folks. I'm certainly going to continue to do that myself, to try to warn people when I see this messages with this potential vulnerability in my own spam trap feed. I've got hooks set up to capture that and report on that. That's where that data came from that you saw before. And if you want to learn more about this, for example, here's information where Gmail says that explicitly don't use the L tag in your DKIM configuration, and to me that implies that at some point Gmail's going to stop considering this mail to be authenticated, to be signed with DKIM if this is in place. If you want to learn more about this, here's my latest blog post down at the second link there, where I recap everything I just told you here, a little bit more detail on that, and links back to everything before. And that's it for today. If you have any questions in the future about this or any other topic, please feel free to drop me a line. I would love to hear from you as inspiration for future videos. You can see my email on the screen there, al.iverson@valimail.com. And don't forget to visit our website at valimail.com for all your DMARC and authentication needs. Thanks. Have a great day.